And welcome back to the LooneyBin Podcast, Season 2, Episode 4, brought to you by LooneyBin Productions. I'm Preston.
I'm Patrick.
I'm Cole.
And sorry we're late. I was tending to my wounds.
Yeah.
I was wounded.
You were in a bad accident.
Um,
This afternoon when you were coming over here.
Garbage truck. And
He was on the clock.
On the clock.
I was the garbage truck?
No, you were the man.
I was the garbage man?
Hanging off the end. I saw you.
I was hanging off the end.
Naturally hanging off the end.
And then, one thing led to
I mean,
One thing led to
when
another,
you take
and,
a corner like this, I mean, something's bound to happen to the hanging man.
Yeah, if you've seen Toy Story 3.
And one.
And one.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so
Garage doors.
how is your patella feeling?
My patella?
Yeah, you heard it. You said you were tending to your wounds.
Patella?
Well, your patella?
What is a patella?
I think it's a tendon that runs through the front of your knee.
Is it a patella or a patella? I thought it was patella.
Patella. But, patella.
All right, guys. So I got a haircut today.
It looks great.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I love what you did with the stash.
Yeah, I trimmed it up. I did a little whatever. But I wanted to know if you guys had ever been to the Como Barbershop before.
No.
I've been around the block a few times.
You've never been to the Como Barbershop?
No.
When was the last time you got a haircut?
Good question.
Maybe like...
You have not trimmed it up? You haven't trimmed it?
Not since April.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to give me an outrageous 2 years or something. When did you start growing that? COVID, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've had for COVID I didn't get a haircut, and then at sometime in 2021 I went to see good old Mustache Jim twice.
Jim. Yes, sir.
I got a real haircut once and a trim
You
once.
don't go to the Como Barbershop. You go to Mustache Jim?
I go to Mustache Jim, but then the last time I got a haircut, my family has a family friend who cuts hair well, so I went to her, and I don't even know her name.
Okay.
But Mustache Jim...
You don't even know her name?
Yeah, how's your experience with
I want to go back to
Mustache
Mustache Jim.
Where is that located?
Coon Rapids, Minnesota?
Mustache Jim's basement.
Whoa.
Naturally.
Mustache Jim's... Well,
How do you get the hookup with Mustache Jim?
He had a space...
Invite only?
Oh, yeah,
There's a bit of lead up.
Okay,
There's
yep.
more... I'm going to build up the story from the foundation now.
I'm ready.
Mustache Jim is married to a woman that my mom went to high school with. So there was a Facebook connection there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like haircuts. I had a bad haircut experience when I was 15, and I don't like getting haircuts now.
Never since.
I'm fine now. I really am fine now, other than that I don't get haircuts that often because I like growing my hair out. But
what happened
there
when
was
you were
a
15?
time...
How bad could it have been?
I don't remember.
It was just a buzz.
You got buzzed?
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Oh, where's a picture?
Can we get a Google on this?
Yeah, Google Patrick Schultz buzzed.
2015.
You're not going to be able to find
Wait,
that.
you did not get a... Wait, was it just a shitty young boy haircut? Like a little kid haircut type of deal?
It was like
Shitty young boy
Jennings
never broke a
Jermu,
haircut?
Yes.
where it's like a very buzz into slight buzz.
Where the bangs are there, but they're not anything. They're just kind of it's almost like you painted them on. You're like a toy.
What
toy
is this,
man.
like a 0 to a 2 to a 3 situation?
Yeah.
So wait, I thought your bad incident was gonna have to do with someone breaking into the store. You can't go back to hair parlors anymore.
No, they did me up not the way I wanted.
They didn't do you up.
I didn't like haircuts. I didn't like having very short hair. I can fathom it now more, but when I was a kid, I just didn't. I always wanted my hair to be.
It's an
longer
abrasive
than it was.
experience.
I feel like
you feel a little
and my
naked
dad
after
didn't
that,
allow
yeah.
it, and we can get into that all day, but we're not gonna. I've already talked about that with my therapist.
I feel like every young boy wants a hairstyle.
Yeah, I wanted a hairstyle at the very least, and I just didn't have one.
Neither did I.
Because I went to Kids Cuts, and they just lined it up and snipped her down.
Hey, Kids Cup was kind of clutch though. I went there till I was graduated. Actually,
if you look at pictures of us in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, the reason people confused us so often is because we both had the same little.
They would do that.
It was all the bangs were always just awful.
Okay. Now that makes me want to pause here, and we should explain to the audience who you guys are.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, formal introduction, if you will. This is your first LooneyBin pod.
Yeah. I'm Patrick.
And
Friend.
Patrick.
Coworker.
Friend. Lover?
Gargoyle.
Gargoyle.
And the Watchman.
Animal.
Saber-tooth.
And the Watchman.
Saber-tooth. Cat.
And Dick No Work.
I come from
No
Preston's
Worky.
past.
Yes. But also
But also his future.
Also my
The little
future.
wizard.
What are you talking
We're just
about?
using
what
little
else?
descriptions.
Oh, are you describing me?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
thank
little
you.
wizard and the Wickermeister.
The Wickermeister.
Wickermeister. Yeah, no, I don't. Sure, I'll take that. This is Cole.
Oh yeah, so friend, Wicker lover,
Metrosexual.
What does that even
Metrosexual.
mean?
Means you take care of yourself.
I'd say he's
Jesus.
also. I'd say he's also recrosexual.
Recrosexual.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you like to go to
Oh,
rec.
yeah,
Because,
I
yeah.
do love the rec.
That's kind of
Home
like
away from home.
narcissexual.
Narcissexual, really?
Not quite.
Chiantisexual.
Chiantisexual, yeah.
No, and canine section.
Canine. Dogs?
No.
Katie K9, you guys were listening to that segment on My Talk Radio 107.
No.
Basically, it's a dog trainer that she comes on every Sunday afternoon and talks about how to train your dog.
They do live trainings over the radio?
Yeah. Yep.
Beautiful.
So tune into that. Yeah. So what else to say? Cole's my roommate. He was
Yeah.
also Patrick's roommate.
Yeah, so I lived with Patrick for, essentially freshman through
Yeah, we can say
through senior year of college, and then Patrick moved on, and I've
And
linked
Cole's
up
still
with,
here.
I've,
Yeah, we
I've
can
linked
say-
up with these Gustavus jokers, and
we can say more. Me and Preston grew up together,
Yep.
and we had many misadventures in elementary,
a few
middle, and high
regular
school.
Sister of the
adventures, too.
traveling pants.
And then we went our separate ways in college, but remained close.
And came back with new friends to
And
add to the
I-
Goon Gang.
Exactly. And now the Goon Gang is kind of back together in the city of Minneapolis.
Hey, question. Do you guys consider yourself the godfathers of this friend group?
Well,
No.
no.
I think that Eric,
I think it'd be me and Eric, if anyone.
yeah, I think I'm not quite there. Even though I think when you guys were at Gustavus, I did spend a lot of time there.
Mm-hmm. True.
But I don't know, not that much more than Eric.
But it's also not like me and Eric where it's like my side and Eric's side come together to make Avengers Infinity
No, everybody
Wars.
knew each other
Yeah.
for a considerable amount of time before their physical proximity
Yes.
came together.
yeah, hell, I mean, I've known Preston for 4 or 5 years now, and
Yeah.
probably spent more time with him in the last couple weeks than
They
guess
never
so.
had
Never
before.
had before.
That's funny to think.
cumulatively, yeah.
But yeah, since I don't actually live here, it is a little different.
Yeah.
But
But back to Mustache Jim. Now that you've had your
Mustache
formal introduction.
yeah, Mustache Jim, he had a little space where he would do
And it was in his basement.
haircuts. No, before the first time I got a haircut from Mustache Jim, he had a little space in a salon, and it was this like sort of emo themed salon.
Not just his space was emo themed. The whole salon was emo themed.
The whole salon, he was just there. He wasn't really a big part of it. He just had his little rented space.
Right, yep.
You know,
Yep.
and everyone was very separate, had their
Yep.
own cards and their own separate little businesses, but
Yep.
it was this little group conglomerate. It was really cute, really cool.
Right. Was it JC Salons?
No.
Damn it.
But then apparently somewhere in there, he transitioned from doing that. Instead of doing that, he ran it out of his own basement.
Now, why did you think that was a good business move?
Probably
Well, it-
cut down on costs.
It probably comes down on cost quite a bit.
I know, but like, why
It
not
was-
just his like living room? You know, why do we have to go down to the basement? You know,
Well, I trust him. He
Did you have a consultation?
He's taught me a lot. He taught me a lot about life. No,
so wait.
he was. He
Just follically.
So
No, he
did
told
so did who reached out? Your mom said, "I'll get you a haircut, Patrick."
I had already had a haircut from him in a place. So then I
Oh.
needed another haircut, and I texted him. I was like, I need a haircut.
Just
When are
whipped
you
out your
How did
available?
the first
Mustache
interaction
Jim,
happen? How did the first interaction happen? How did you get
business
that
card.
first haircut?
My mom saw him a little ad. he Facebook posted, "I do haircuts. Come get it."
Does he
And my
self-describe
mom was
himself
like,
as Mustache
"Hey,
Jim?
here's a cool." Yeah, it's his name.
That's what it says?
Mustache Jim Studios. He's also a photographer. He does all this mustache
Wow.
jimmery.
I thought this was just like a nickname we
Yeah,
came
no,
up
I
for the
thought
guy.
this was just what you
No,
said.
this is his thing. I
Incredible.
don't know his real name.
That's even better.
Wait, isn't his
I
real
mean,
name Jim?
I would
I'm sure
assume
it's
so.
James of some
James,
kind.
yes.
But I don't know his last. I don't know. It's Mustache Jim. But he's got the curly Q, and he's like he's kind of a Gen X
Oh, so he's not as old as I
interesting,
think he is.
cool guy.
Does he wear cowboy boots?
He's my mom's age. My mom is 47.
What's the basement look like?
Unfinished and a little creepy.
A little creepy.
Yeah.
Cement floors.
knew
I
I
was
wouldn't like
never
the basement.
scared. That
Dimly lit.
time when I went to freaking Mustache Jim's basement, I was as anxious and tweaky as I've ever been in my life, and yet I felt
You do a little
At
toke
home.
toke first?
fairly comfortable.
Did you like say
I
message him on
think so.
Facebook? Like, I'm gonna need a picture of this salon in your basement.
No,
You just trusted the equipment. You
I'd go-
trusted the man.
I'd go back right now.
Did she go with you? Did you just drop you off? and
He
you walk
had
in?
he had a knife to my throat because that's kind of what a haircut is.
Kind of,
That
yeah.
is kind of what
Yeah.
a haircut is.
But I trusted him, and he cut me up nice.
Yeah. Look where we are
Freshly.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty scrungle. But
So you have never been to the Como barbershop. That's what you're saying.
no, I've never been.
That's a long way of saying that.
Well, I also want to talk about Mustache Jim. I can
No,
talk
yeah.
about him all day. He told me stories of his. He has a little kind of Zen group that he goes to, and he was just telling me about his like
And what do they do?
mentors and things.
Wow, mentor. Would you
Well, they
consider
just-
him one of your mentors?
It's just it's a spiritual community of whatever,
okay.
you know.
Sounds nice.
They just
It's a-
need
it's
to
a-
be zen.
Exactly. It's a nondescript spiritual hangout community group. That's a very attractive idea to me.
Yeah, no kidding. Everyone needs a mustache, Jim.
Yeah.
Cole, who's yours, Mustache Jim?
Oh man, what's her name? Now I'm
Yeah, but right
forgetting.
on top of his head.
Mustache Linda.
Mustache Linda. No, she didn't have a mustache.
Mustache Diane. Trying to
Yeah, I
think.
can't remember.
Trying to
Make
think. Okay,
it
She had
whatever.
red hair.
You can just make it up.
Yeah, what's her? Where? How do we know this?
Well, so there was a hair salon in Triangle Park next to my house, growing up.
Oh.
And my mom, my sister, my brother, and I would all go to get our haircuts there.
It's always the dad gets it somewhere else. The dad is not
Yeah.
going to sacrifice his haircut space. You know that?
I feel like it's the other way around.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
My
I don't
mom-
know who cuts my dad's
Oh
hair.
man.
That's what I'm saying, though. No, that's what I'm saying. It seems like whenever a family is going to get a haircut, it's always the kid, the brother, the fucking mom,
Yeah.
and they all get their haircut at the same place. But the dad opts not to.
Probably because
That's not
he
how
doesn't.
mine was.
Probably. Well, I guess.
I have a bald dad. I have a bald dad, and my mom went somewhere else than the kids. I mean, I went to fucking Sports Clips.
yeah.
Wait, you went to sports?
I
went to
did my
sports
sports
clips.
clips times.
Wait,
and
you're-
they-
wait. When your
sometimes-
dad would take you,
Yeah, my dad would
Or
bring
maybe
me
it
to
was Great
Sports
Clips.
Clips.
It might have
and your
been Great
mom would
My
bring
mom
you
would
to
bring
kids
me to
cuts.
Great Clips. Well, after Kids Cuts.
Oh, okay.
After Kids Cuts
We are-
came Great Clip. You know, this is
we are-
It's simple. If you're making a diagram at home,
We are AKC right now.
Are sports
After
and
Kids
greats
Cuts.
at the same level, or are they different? Sport clips and great clips?
In quality of cut?
Sports Clips is higher. I
Higher
guess-
than great clips.
No, not you're not gonna get a better haircut. But they have it set up like a locker room, and there's TVs, and they always have the sports game,
Right,
whatever sports.
right,
Yeah,
games
you
are-
do have to
needs
commend
reruns.
the design.
It's like
And they only cut like male styles, but they have a little spa salon, and like there is a punch card. I had a punch card that every fifth normal haircut, you get the works, and they give you the wash, and they give you the scalp massage. And
Wait, but there's a
It was
salon
awesome.
Jenny.
side to it. There's a female style side, or what?
no, men have skin too.
No, I'm saying you said.
Is this an Old
You
Spice
said it when you
commercial?
were describing the place that there's also a salon side to it.
Well, I just mean they also like you have normal haircut stations, and then
Then they
in
have the
back,
washing
they
stations.
have the stuff for a little bit more luxury.
You know, I always think that Sports Clips is the Hooters of haircuts.
It is.
that sounds right.
that should
That
be
sounds
their,
really
like,
good.
the Hooters
yeah.
of haircuts.
Slogan.
Hooters
yeah.
of haircuts.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't have the direct sex appeal other than
Are you
like a
kidding
little,
me?
they have a little like referee-ish outfits.
Yeah,
I guess.
that's
Yeah, but you
that's
can
the-
sexualize referees.
Yeah, they're trying
Look at
to
Richard
do
Jefferson.
that. You can't tell me that they're not trying to
It's
sexualize those
I
women.
think that they're trying to fill the space because I guess there's probably a lot more female hairstyles of like how do we
That
get
is
the
true.
barbershop atmosphere with with
Right.
women as the hair cutters.
Wow, I didn't think about that.
Me neither until just now.
I thought it was just the Hooters. I thought it was just all for men, but they're actually helping those women get jobs. So here's what I'll say about sports clips, and I only know this because I went to Great Clips. And you're gonna think, wow, you went to Great Clips in high school. No, I went to Great Clips in August because I had to get a haircut.
There's no
That is
shame.
not very long ago.
I'm just saying.
There's no shame.
Yeah, it's not long ago, but I'm just saying. I'm just clearing the air. But I went to Great Clips in August because I needed a haircut before my sister's wedding. And I was botched for time. I didn't know where to get one. I was in Coon Rapids at the time, and I just didn't know what was up.
Yeah.
And so I went to Great Clips, sat down, whatever. A nice lady named what was her name? Don't know. Nice
You
black
guys got to
lady.
get better at making up names.
I was gonna say Lucinda. It was
Well,
like
that
a
feels
lose something.
disingenuous.
Yeah.
If you
not
don't
gonna
know
make
it,
Well, if you don't know it, then you better not try.
all right.
Lucinda. We'll call her Lucinda. She sat me down. She cuts my hair. Whatever. We're talking. I'm like, oh well, I'm kind of trying to see what's. I'm like, in my head, I'm never gonna see this lady again. I'm never coming back to this Great Clips. Whatever. Also, did you know that you have to make an appointment online to get Great Clips, and there's like a queue. There's like a waiting queue. They're like 17 minutes until your haircut.
Seems like the easiest thing to do.
I mean, I'm just saying that was very interesting to me. I'd never done that before. But
The queue system seems odd. Like, why wouldn't it just be? You
yeah,
come in at
it would
this
say like
time?
you're fourth in line, 17 minutes. That's what it said to me. Whatever. But Lucinda was like, I got this job because I was working at Sports Clips and the manager wasn't really nice to me and blah blah blah, and I just didn't really like it over at Sports Clips. She's like, I make wigs for a side gig, and I'm just trying to make it. And I'm like, oh well, do you want to do this for the rest of your life? You want to make? I would rather really do like wigs.
Oh my
and,
gosh.
Yeah, and I was just
She's
like,
really letting it all
I was like,
there.
Lucinda, and she was telling
That's
me, I love
awesome.
your hair, and she would go like this to me, and she said after my
So
haircut,
sweet.
she said that my hair is the type of hair that makes her want to continue cutting hair.
Your hair.
Wow.
I mean,
That is
I've
a
had
wonder- that's a
people say
wonderful
that to
story.
me also.
And you know what? I tipped her $10. So my Great Clips experience was great.
I think Great Clips is
was
not
great.
a death sentence. It's just more of a dice roll.
Yes.
Because you can't really go into a Great Clips and be like, I need this person that cut me up right last time.
See,
no,
here's the
you get a
thing.
new person and you just don't know. You
And
don't
you
have a
just go.
relationship with your person. When you have a Mustache Jim or whatever, you
kind of know you're gonna. It's like the
consistent.
Mario
A gym,
dice in
even if
Mario
Jenny-
Party.
Even if you're gonna try and spice it up a little bit, it's just like you have a personal relationship.
yeah, you know that
with
dice
this-
is gonna roll a 4. You know that Mario's gonna
There's
get
a
you a consistent
minimum
4.
that you but with Great Clips you really never know. I went to Fantastic Sam's once and that was the time I was done wrong. Great Clips has never hurt me badly. And Sports Clips gave me what we were talking
works.
about. No, the bowl.
Oh,
whatever.
lined you
Sports
up.
Clips
I
did.
well, yeah, that's where I went in middle school.
Wow. Wait, so they gave you the terrifying haircut?
No, that was Fantastic Sam's.
Oh my god. Cool. So what about your redhead lady?
Her name is Jenny.
Yep.
This just in. So let's see. Would have been sometime probably 4th or 5th grade. Started going there. Went there through freshman or sophomore year of college.
Okay.
Saw the same lady every single time. Got the same fucking bowl cut for most of my life. The golden coconut.
I know. That's what they called you.
That was it.
I
That was
never-
the golden coconut.
I've never actually seen it.
Well, my hair used to be a lot more blonde.
And
Just kind of
and
and,
you-
much
Did you straight?
shiny and flatter. No, it just did that.
Kind of like Jan's hair.
Did it
Yeah.
like curl?
It would get a little flip at the end.
Oh.
No, I would wake up, I would shower, I would blow dry my hair, and then it would just kind of shinily sit down, nice and sleek.
I want
Like
to.
a-
I've
It's
never.
better
Now I
now.
think about it. I've never seen a picture of Cole since
I
he's
have, but I
been lesser.
mean I remember I haven't seen that young, I guess. I've seen middle school when you're talking about it had the wings.
Throughout high school, it would get it
and it
got
looked almost
poofy
like
and
you,
curly,
but
and
blonde.
then
Uh-huh.
yeah, just kind of slowly turned into this.
Good for you.
And now, I go to the Como barbershop.
Yes. And back to the Como Barbershop,
And
my
back
dad.
to the Como
I walk
Barbershop.
in there today. I didn't know what I was getting. I
It's a
walk in
beautiful
there,
little shop.
wooden panels.
Yep.
The barber shop seats are lined up. There's only 3 of them. I walk in there, and it's just me and this other dude. This other dude looks to be about our age, and he's sitting on the barbershop chair. There's no actual barbers in the store. I sit down, and I'm like,
Did you just
Okay.
sit in one of the barber chairs? Or you sit in the waiting
no,
room?
I sat in the waiting.
Oh,
I'm not
okay,
a,
okay.
that guy was a savage.
With
He
authority,
just
just
sat down
sat down in
Wait,
the
he
chair.
sat down with no.
He was already there when I got in there, and there was no barbers around. But he was
Caped
just sitting
up,
in a chair.
nothing, just sitting,
No
chilling?
cape, just chilling. And we were sitting there
He
for about a
claimed
minute,
his-
and then Craig walks in, Barber Craig. Yep. Long, like gray hair. He brought in his lunch pail that looked like he could have been a construction worker. And he said,
That's Craig.
He said, "Hey, blank, must have knew him. What are we doing today?" And blah blah. They're doing a trim.
They probably had an appointment.
Forgot to mention that there's a deer head in a TV
Oh yeah, I
in
always
the
forget
corner
about that.
of
Cool.
the decor.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and I've been to a lot of barbershops kind of like this, where they're playing jazz music as I was sitting there. They're trying to
Yeah.
get the old.
Some kind of cabin core, like
Yeah,
old
they had a
Maine,
map of
Very
Minnesota on there.
Wisconsin or like rural Minnesota-y. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And my guy comes in, Barber Bill,
Barber
and
Bill.
he goes,
Those are both good barber names.
yeah, he says, "Are you my whatever?" And I sit down, and he goes, I said, "Yeah, I'm Preston." He goes, "All right, Chris, we're gonna do this for you." I said, and I just went with it.
You got it. Every time you come back now, you got to be Chris.
They're not that close,
And
but
I
I can
figured
see
out
how that happened.
I figured out by sensation that they were on their smoke break, because every time he would talk to me, I'd get a little whiff
You
of
get
a
a
puff,
little-
and then I'm getting my hair cut. You put the capers around me, whatever. We just watched the TikTok example video that I showed him to see what haircut I wanted.
You brought in a reference video.
He loved it. He was like, and they
Oh,
gave him
excellent.
multiple angles so
Excellent,
that
yeah.
he was like, "Let me see the back." Oh, camera switched, angles there. He knows how to get the back. Whatever. Then Barber Dan comes in, and Barber Dan, he comes in and he's like, "God, I had a wild dream last night." He plops himself in the middle barber chair because I'm on the end, and that kid, whatever, is in the whatever. Dan's
windows.
just
Did
in
you
the middle.
go at open?
No, it was at 12. This was at noon, so maybe they
so
were on
getting
lunch
off
break.
their lunch break, but they left the doors unlocked with no one.
They must have been out
So,
back
yeah.
smoking or something. I don't know. But he sits down and he's like, "God, you'll not believe the dream I had last night." And then he starts talking about his dream about how he wanted to have long hair and he had a grown-out beard, and he was asking us, "You think I should do that?" And I was like, "Sure, whatever." Then we start talking about some Michigan fishing tournament, and I'd never fished in my life professionally, so I couldn't really add much to that. And I don't know. It was a very. I mean, I'm impressed with my cut. Honestly, by the looks of it, I was a little judged. I wasn't expecting a cut like this. I was kind of like, okay, this is maybe Great Clips Plus or something.
That's a good way to
Yeah,
put
they
it.
gave you a good cut.
Yeah, I think when I first was consulting the internet on whether or not I would go to Como Barbershop, I saw the pictures of the 3 barbers. I was like, none of these guys have a lot of hair.
True. That is
I
very
wonder-
true.
envy
I wonder-
breeds
I wonder if they know how to
duty.
deal with hair, right?
Yeah.
So I saw Bill, and Bill was fine. It was shorter than I would have liked, but it was fine. It was
Okay,
okay.
yep.
It came back as
It
it
grew,
always
didn't
does.
it?
Yeah, that was my mentality as well.
And then Craig was good round 1 and round 2, but round 2.5.
What does that mean? What is 2.5?
Halfway through the 3rd round.
No, well, I guess it was half.
did a little
It was
trimming?
the second half of the second round.
Oh.
So
Oh, okay.
the second round goes through, and I'm like, oh, take just a little bit more off here, and then after that, it was over.
It's so
You got a little too
Wait,
greedy. You
I
got
know,
a
I
little
did.
grabby.
I forgot to add a detail. I think Barber Craig might have a history of doing that, because this kid that was in the far seat, Barber Craig turned him around, show him the mirror. "Here's what you look like, blah, blah, blah." The kid goes, "Can I get a little bit more off?" Then they go to take a little bit more off, whatever.
You
and
can't
then he does it
ask
again.
Craig for
And he goes, "Can I have a little bit more off?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry, man. Like, I'm just sorry. Like, I need a little bit more off." And the dude was like, Craig was like, "Oh, okay." So maybe Craig is cutting it a little bit too short, or maybe he's trying
then
to maybe he's trying to rectify
Right.
your
so
mistake.
When he hears a
Did
little
you
bit
cry?
more off. No, I kept it. I was very composed. I
Okay.
told him I loved it and it was amazing. And then
But
I
he
tipped
could
him and
tell
left.
in your heart of hearts that
I
you
don't
were
know if
that
he
you're
can see
upset?
that. We'll
How
see.
upset were you? 1 to 10 pain scale.
Not super pain. There was like a small moment of clenched
Like
fist as I was
anguish.
exiting
1
the,
to 10 anguish.
as I was exiting the barber shop, and then after that it was 48 hours
Can
of
I-
melancholy, and then from
That's-
there things were
None
good.
of those things you said were numbers besides 48.
Yeah, I guess a 48.
You're 48 on the anguish scale?
I don't know. Give me some reference.
1 anguish is
Does it go negative?
One
No.
anguish seems like a
0 anguish is
Is that happy?
harmony.
Harmony.
0
Nothing went
anguish
wrong.
is harmony.
Okay.
Okay? You're
Okay.
great.
Okay.
Negative number would be excitement. You love the haircut.
Oh,
You
so
like it
harmony
in
is
any way.
neutral.
wow. This is a
So it's a negative 10 to 10 scale.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
That's a spectrum. That's a way to do it. I like
Okay,
that.
Okay. And 10 would be.
10 is
what happened to the 48?
I don't think it goes that high.
48 hours.
Oh yeah,
He
48
said
hours.
it's 48 hours
of melancholy.
melancholy, which is
Yeah.
kind of a long time. I feel like that's got to give you at least a 3 or 4. But 10 is like, you know,
So whatever answer he
I don't know,
gives
probably
us
like a 3.
is going to equate
Yeah.
to 48 hours of melancholy. So now
yeah,
we know that 48
hours of melancholy
melancholy is
equals sign
a 3 on the
a
anguish
3
scale.
on the anguish scale.
Ish.
Because melancholy is not that powerful.
No, it's
What's
pretty
the most
mid.
anguished you've ever been
Oh,
at,
gosh.
at a service?
Oh,
You've
yes.
gone in to get
Oh.
a service
Right.
done, and you got anguish.
I feel like I
you
have
ever-
to come up with some instance of having a high expectation.
Have you ever written a negative Yelp review?
no. Have you?
I don't think so.
I've never written a non-meme Yelp review.
Yeah.
I've never actually written
I
those
mean,
Yelp
like,
reviews.
You've written a
with
Yelp
code.
review?
the
You've written
meme-
a
No,
Yelp
sometimes
review?
when we're on road trips, Eric likes to write funny
Yeah.
Google reviews.
You know, like
not
you
Yelp
review the
reviews.
bathroom of a restaurant or something like that.
It's
Just
awesome.
goofy
Just
nonsense.
something random.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever.
Yeah.
I feel like
That
I
makes- that
always
adds
get
up.
the most
Service?
anguish from either a car dealership or like
How'd they
a
do you
pharmacy
dirty?
at a CVS.
I had my answer.
Let's
What was
hear
it?
I was at Cane's, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, and I feel like they always have really good the right kind of service for me, where they're nice but
I had
not
excellent
overbearing
Raising
And not
Cane's
too many
and they're
selections.
just, and not too many and
Just
just
excellent
they
service
know
today.
what to do. Well, I'm not talking about the product. I'm talking about the service.
Yeah,
the
as am I. As am
people.
I.
So I went in and I was having a good, nice day, and just like one of these, and like it's disappointment and it's anguish, but I'm not like mad at the guy. But one of the employees was going around like changing all the napkins and the ketchup and the whatever, and he was being so forceful and like yamming the chairs around. And he was just really letting the weight of life get to him that day.
The weight of canes.
The weight of just the whole world, I think. And he was
Yeah.
really just whipping things around, and he just had a nasty look on his face, and he just was upset. And obviously having a bad day and really letting it get under his skin and out through his actions.
Yeah, no kidding.
Which
He's a
you
big
gotta
exporter.
feel it through, but like after about 5 minutes of
Right. How much more do you need to do?
napkins and whatever, I don't know. Something needed to be done, and I was saddened, and it stuck with me. That was years ago.
Wow. So he didn't actually do anything to you, huh?
No.
No, I just had to watch.
You just had to
while
watch.
while I ate.
So your greatest customer service anguish
You've never
has
been
come
like
through
fucked off?
watching.
I mean, I know what mine
the
is.
anguish of
Mine's
another.
either at the bar when I was like,
You were just getting fucked
was-
on by that bartender.
that's anguish.
She wouldn't even look at you.
That's anguish because, yeah, I don't know. I think she had a stink for you before that, but like you shouldn't.
It really did.
Keep your damn
It
mouth
was.
shut,
It didn't
man.
make sense.
Well, first of all, here's the thing.
The
Pause
level
here.
of stink.
Pause here. Here's the thing. It was our first like weekend out here.
Mm-hmm.
Mine at least. You guys are vets around here. We went out to a bar called Como Tap, right down the road. Whatever. I go in there. I'm like, you didn't really know how it worked. Everyone's kind of crowded around one side of the bar. The other side was kind of empty, so we go over to the other side. This lady's there, whatever. Seems like there's about 2 bartenders, but also like 3 ? There's another guy that's like maybe doing stuff, but not.
Probably a bar back.
Probably just a bar back.
Wow, you guys know the term for that. I didn't know. I've learned
I
something.
live with this guy.
Yeah, and I work in a bar.
Yeah.
Perfect. And so there's a bar back. And so I was like, well, we were waiting there, and I was like, And she was picking other people before me, and then picking them again before me to get a drink, and then
And
helping
more
other
people
and
just
then new
kept
people,
showing
new people would
up.
keep showing up.
I
And
never saw that, and I just am not the kind of, I just would never put my
it was a good 15 minutes.
in any way other than the physical, making sure you have the card out
I did
there.
do that.
And I know you did. You did everything right. You did everything fine.
Okay, so after I did everything right,
It's just hard.
She just didn't like the look
I
of you,
can't
I
be
think.
on
I
your
don't know what
I
it
can't
was.
be on your side though. At
What?
the end of the day. No, I
Oof.
can't.
That's tough. Tough look.
okay, we'll get to that. But I just said, hey, can I get next? Probably just like that, honestly. Hey,
Yep.
can I get next?
And that was the end.
And then she told me to go fuck myself, basically. She said,
Basically.
look at everyone on this bar, count them, and then ask them that same question, and then you can have next. That's what she told me. And I was like,
That's a great.
This is after you had already been waiting.
yeah. She
And
had
I
served
watched
other
you-
people
I
multiple
had watched
times.
this whole thing. I had come up, gotten drinks, and then you asked,
Mm-hmm.
and you got fucked off.
Yeah, and I was like,
true.
okay.
All right, yeah, that's way too much
Absolutely
aggression.
mugged. Just
Now, why
She
do you
looked-
think
she
you were?
looked
Why
like
do you
she
think
was
you were
suffering. She was having a
predisposed to
very
be on
stressful night.
the bartender's side?
I mean, it kind of makes sense that you want to like make your presence known
Mm-hmm.
to the people working so that they
All right, hey, I'm
get
here to pay.
you.
Yeah.
Right. I'm here to pay. I'm here to get a drink, please. But also, I don't.
You didn't think the comment was necessary.
Yeah. I don't. It
Is this
didn't
true?
speed things up
no.
It did not.
for you.
We had to leave. Actually,
We did.
left. I never got a drink there.
You never got the drink there, and you might have had you not said anything.
No.
No,
I
because
feel like on that
here's
note,
the
you
thing.
just gotta leave.
Just as, like what you said before, she didn't like the look of me.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
already
I
made
really
her
don't
choice
think she did.
consciously.
Yeah. So on that aspect, I'm on your side. Like obviously
Yeah,
something was
it
going
was
on,
way too much.
but at the same time, can I get next feels a lot more like pickup basketball than what you say to the stressed out bartender.
Yeah, to the people who are
like
they were
busting
moving.
ass.
They were
Yeah,
busting
no,
ass.
she was
They
sweating.
were busting ass. They were sweating. They weren't lethargic, and there was a ton of people.
There were a lot of people.
So
there.
I was
I'm
just
not
like, how does this
but
work?
I'm not on her side, but I'm not super on your side. I thought what she said was a lot, but she was in a much more like
yeah,
hot seat
yeah.
social scenario. than
Cortisol
you.
levels were just off the charts.
Yeah, that's not a fun
She
spot
sees
to be.
you.
I feel like that
Just
always
says
happens
not
to me
tonight.
at places.
Why do you think that is?
You get hated on?
Not
he
hated.
just
I
gets
just have
mugged off.
misfortune in the service industry.
Yeah.
I went to go get my COVID vaccine. My insurance wasn't taken at CVS. They said, "Oh, you can try Walgreens." I was like, "Okay."
Seriously?
That's so weird.
I
Just
went
tell
to
them you
I went to
don't
go get
have
my oil
insurance.
changed at
Yeah, they-
Subaru, right?
That's what I
At
do.
the Subaru dealership, just
Yeah.
because whatever. Sure, we can change my oil here, but my mom's a fucker, and she's like, "Need to get it done at the dealership." Whatever you think about that. Whatever.
Just go to Nelson's.
Sure, Nelson's it is. My mom likes the fact that they have the report, though, of every car history that you've ever done. Whatever. In the dealership, you can just have it in the system. Whatever.
You can't do that elsewhere.
If you take it elsewhere, then they can't work on your car if the elsewhere people give you a part that's not Subaru.
Oh.
So then Subaru will not work on your
they
car
will, they
again.
will reject your vehicle.
But a lot of times
once
the
there's
other places.
I don't know. No. They'll
have
replace it.
when it's tainted.
parts, right?
It's been tainted
Like
by
if you go to
foreign
a
metal.
corner store body shop, a lot of times they just get their parts from the dealerships anyway.
You know, Cole, you might know more
Wouldn't
than
that
me
make
on
the
this.
dealership cost less in theory?
Yeah, but the dealership is all the fucking way over there.
Yeah. So yeah, here's another thing.
I guess you're right.
So yeah, I drove to Brooklyn Center, whatever.
Which is a city.
Yes, and it was a good 25-minute, 30-minute drive with traffic. It was during rush hour.
Sure.
And I had a scheduled appointment, blah, 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 got there. And I'm like, hey, man, I had this light on. And it says I need an oil change, blah, blah, blah. He goes, oh, this light? I go, yeah. It looks like an oil can, right? It's dripping oil. It's orange.
Sure.
Yep.
It's on.
Yep.
He goes, "That's the oil pressure light." I go, "Okay, tell me more."
Does that mean you have too
seriously.
much
No,
oil?
do enlighten me.
You're too oiled
And
up?
he's like, "Well, you actually, there's like a certain amount of pressure that can be in the blah, 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 blah. It basically actually, these cars are actually too smart, and we just put a 6-month timer on it so that it just goes off every 6 months. So to maybe change your oil pressure." I don't know. He's like, actually, he's like, because he's like, "Did this come on or blah, blah, blah?" He's like, "How long have you had this car? How many miles have you driven?" I'm like, "Oh, I've driven like 8,000 miles, blah, blah." He's like, "Yeah, that shouldn't come on." He's like, "I've had it since last July." Oh, And then he goes into there. He kind of like touches my little touchscreen thing on my car, and it's kind of like messing with the screen. He's like, "Oh yeah, we just set. Oh, I'll just reset it here 6 months." So I'm assuming that in December it'll go off again, and I'll have to go do that again.
You can probably do it yourself.
Was there a payment?
There was no payment, but he
Yeah.
asked me.
Is this a bad service?
get
I'm
the
just
oil
saying
change?
that
Is
the
this a bad service
I'm saying
store?
that the service was more on Subaru.
Oh.
Like, why would they have that thing that's in there that just it's like a moneymaker
the
thing?
Subaru car maker.
Yeah, why would they put that? He's like, "Yeah, we don't actually have to do anything. This is just something to like remind you every 6 months."
To go get an oil change, basically.
But also,
just
you
a
only need an oil
reminder.
change every 10,000 miles, right?
5,000 miles.
5,000. Okay,
And
so yeah,
that
that's
could be
6
6
months.
months.
Yeah, you're right.
So in the Toyota that I was driving for a while, they had a thing that would pop up on your screen and like yell at you saying you require maintenance every like 4,000 or 5,000 miles. It
Okay.
wasn't a time timer, but it was a timer, right?
There's
Just
something
to remind you, and you can reset it manually. But
there's something to be said about you get, or wait, no, I don't know how this works. If you get the checkups,
yeah,
it'll prevent a total collapse later on, and you'll end up
that's what they say.
saving money.
They say
That's
cars
the
last
inverse.
longer if you get the checkups. It's
Yeah,
just like a
that makes-
doctor.
Yeah, but it's not the same as shoes.
Elaborate.
Shoes, they say you get a nice pair of shoes that'll last you a long time, even if they cost twice as much as a cheap pair
right,
of shoes.
never come back.
But what are the checkups?
Cheap. The checkups
Are
are a
brushing
cheap
your shoes?
pair of shoes, but no, they're not. They're a checkup.
Wouldn't you think the checkup
Apples
would be
and oranges.
washing your shoes?
I thought the checkup would be like an insole or something like that, like
Yeah.
having to get them redone or washing.
Oh,
your
a check.
shoes.
I guess your shoes will last a
Shine-
long
shine
time
'em up.
if you get them
Nice. If you
resold
take
or
care of
retooled.
'em,
You
if
bring
you
them
don't
over to the
crease 'em.
cobbler.
right?
The
If you put the
cobbler.
little inserts in your
human?
shoes, those little
Yeah, the insoles.
the little insole. No, not the insole. Like the things that are like shaped like this, and you stick them in the toe of your shoe to keep the shape.
Oh yes, the
Yeah,
shoe horns.
The shoe.
Nope.
No.
Shoehorn is how you get a shoe
Oh.
on when you're old.
And
don't
you're talking about
have
the
them.
wooden ones though. They're like wooden, and your dad
you
has
put them in your
them.
nice shoes so they
Right.
last long. That's what they say anyway.
I'll call those little cloggins.
I'm
Shoe
gonna call them
plugs.
bumbly humps.
Little cloggins.
Shoe
They're like-
plugs.
Yeah, shoe plugs.
Shoe plug.
yeah.
He doesn't love it, but it'll do.
I thought it was shoe plugs.
Shoe plug.
You guys ever had the worst pair of shoe ever? What's your worst pair of shoe ever?
Hey, dude. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie.
I
beat the shit out of those shoes, and I loved every
They're
moment
such
of it.
shittable, beatable,
Oh,
outable.
yeah.
shoes.
But I
I
was
hiked
gonna-
many miles and I shouldn't have been hiking.
I was gonna skip the answering the question to go right to shitting on both of you because
Yeah,
you two are
fuck
my
you.
biggest hey duders.
They're
I
comfy.
hate them. I don't like
I
'em.
know you
They
hate
don't
'em.
look nice. They're not that comfortable.
They're super comfortable.
No, yes.
You
Here's the
just feel
trick.
closer to the
I
earth.
put a sock on my sole, so I never get because that sole you can take out.
Oh, because it gets kind of gross.
Yeah,
It gets
but
all- in
I
the
put a
summer.
sock on there. I put it inside out, so the opening of the sock is on
okay.
the bottom,
That'll
I put a
increase
sock on there.
softness.
and so it's a nice little cush, and it feels really nice.
You've
And
changed my life.
That
Here
doesn't
now.
stop the fact that there's just the words "Hey dude" in
Yeah,
Y2K
that's the worst part.
script.
So I've also-
just on the tongue
I've also
zone.
That
sprained
is
my
the worst
ankle
part.
twice in the
It's
same
nothing.
4 days at the state fair wearing Hey Dudes.
Yeah.
All right, but that's the ankles problem.
Yeah,
not
you
the
have
dude.
your ankle is
The
made
nice
out
thing
of-
about Hey
of,
Dudes is that you have full
uncooked spaghetti.
ankle range of motion. So if you have weak ankles, you'll get fucked on. But if you take care of your ankles and then, utilize them through their full range, acquire the strength necessary.
they're
Then
just a
you
nice
can do
slip-on.
anything.
I'll keep shouting out $60 a year to Hey Dudes till I die. Now that might change.
That might change.
That
I
will
have
definitely change, but they're just a nice slip-on. I don't want to wear a sandal, so I want to have my foot covered.
Yeah.
It's like hiking boots. Hiking boots make your ankles weak
Why?
because instead they like locking in your ankle, so it doesn't have to like be strong
Oh,
or like do any of the work itself.
okay.
Like it prevents injury, right?
Yes.
But if you just have strong ankles and then you walk around in sandals on the hiking trail,
Yeah.
you probably won't hurt yourself.
No,
'cause
that's.
you'll have
I mean,
strong
when
ankles.
when we went on our backpack trek, I had hiking boots that weren't broken in, and I was getting blisters, and
You chocoed the whole thing.
I chocoed 3/4 of the way.
Yeah,
Really?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, which
I
was
start getting blisters
like
when I wear
20
Chacos.
You
Probably
have
like
you have
25
good flexible
miles.
ankles though.
I do. I've never. I grew up barefoot
Yep. Yeah.
and wear mostly chacos.
It makes a difference.
Really?
Also, doing your little Slav
And
squats.
I never played basketball.
Is
my
it- is
sport
it
was
too late
my
for me?
sport was swimming. I feel like that's got to be good ankle.
No.
Basketball's great ankle work.
Because here's the thing.
Just don't wear
Basketball
high
does have the
tops.
risk.
Yeah,
but
but what if you roll them every 2 weeks?
Well, then don't roll them in the first place.
Well, that's what he did.
Yeah.
Dude, okay. So Henry and I talked about this on our latest camping trip. But when I was in basketball, I would roll my ankles probably like once a game. But I never have ever I've never had an ankle injury because it just rolls and then I just keep going.
oh,
Did it
God.
hurt
no,
when you
I've
rolled
had bad
it?
ones.
I mean, not really. It's just like
Yep,
roll your
exactly.
ankle.
So when you
And
have
then
the
it's
strong
back.
ankles and you roll it, nothing happens
Right.
because they're flexible and strong enough to handle it. Like I roll my ankles all the time, but it's not like when I was a kid and I rolled my ankle, I'd be out of commish.
I feel like I'm out of commission every time I roll my. What happened to me? What happened?
I think
I played basketball.
You set out on a dark path before
before I knew it was good for me.
Before you knew it was good. Before you lost your naivete and.
So now my
you're
question is to
kinda-
you: if I were to hike, would it even be worth it to wear Chacos, or should I just go straight to the fucking hiking boots?
You should probably wear hiking boots.
The best thing you can do is lay the groundwork necessary. It's going to require some prep time. Little PT. You don't have to pay for it.
For a
Doesn't have to
non-physical
pay for
therapist,
it.
non-doctor.
Yes, non-physical therapist, non-doctor, guy who
I was
injured
gonna
himself
ask
a
you.
lot. So
I trust
you get on YouTube and what are those guys' names? Bob and something.
Ray.
Bob and something.
Bob and Ray,
Bob and blank.
Bob and Eric.
No.
Tim and Eric.
Something. Best physical therapist on the internet.
Oh, okay.
Ba-ba-ba. That's one option. Otherwise, there's like an infinite amount of content on TikTok for just about any type of mobility training.
What's
you
the
wanna
worst
do.
injury you've sustained, Cole? I feel like
Worst
you have never
injury
gotten injured
I've
in your
sustained.
life.
Oh, he totally has.
No, I don't
Um,
believe it.
Yes, he has. You had a messed up hip flexor.
I've
you
still,
have
got,
that.
I've still got scars from a bike wreck when I was like
God.
13.
Did they skin graft that?
What? No, I just picked the asphalt out and slapped a bandage on it.
It does
and
look
that probably
a little
sucks
bit
when
like
it's
a
trying
little-
to like do the little scab thing and the bandage is stuck in there.
Yeah, no, I just biked home and we fucking washed it out with the hose.
It looks like they skin grafted.
No, there was no they.
They was I.
They was me and Pops.
You picked the asphalt out of your
Yeah, it was a
skin.
great experience. Anyways,
Ugh.
worst injuries. I've had like I've had like sports hernia.
You ever broken a bone?
Never broken a bone. I've
See, this guy doesn't get injured.
I've pulled and strained muscles plenty of times. I've had joint issues, a lot of tendonitis.
I've never really had a real
What's your worst injury?
Yeah, nothing crazy though.
8 stitches right here. A concussion.
Oh, I almost cut my
mild,
finger off.
very
Oh.
mild concussion.
Mild.
Yeah,
It's a
mild
fun- you
concussion.
know-
I've been
you
there.
Yeah, I do
story
know the
about it.
story. I had to think about it for a second, but I know the story.
Yeah.
Well,
I also got 9 stitches right there, but I wouldn't say it was my worst injury.
yeah, what's your worst injury?
I don't have one either. I was just
Yeah,
shitting on you guys.
I can't think of it.
I did break a bone though. I broke my pinky toe, 5th grade, running out to give my mom a hug in the morning. I
That is
stubbed
a
my
bone.
pinky toe
Never
on
hugged her again
the
after that.
on the door frame.
Oh, dude, that's pretty tough.
Yeah, but I have broken a bone. But other than that, it has mostly been ankles for me.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of ankle problems actually from high jumping.
I believe that.
Just a little bit too much force in like a odd ankle position. Too much too soon, you get the tendonitis rolling. It's wraps. In other news, senior year of cross country, so we meet in the gymnastics gym every morning or
A
afternoon.
gymnastics gym at
Matamita High School.
yeah.
Pretty goated women's gymnastics program, actually.
That is random.
Yeah,
it is
super
not
random.
connected to the regular gym. It's
No,
a
so it's
different
next
gym.
to the basketball gym. You go through a little door and there's like all the gymnastics.
You never been to a high school like this?
I'm trying to compare it to our high school. Our high
You're
school had
like-
a lower gym that was smaller and was
Yeah,
like
but everything
was
was
still a
still
basketball
shared.
court though.
We had like weight rooms that were kind of special for.
Yeah, there's the weight room over there.
And then there's the wrestling room.
Well, there's no wrestling room.
Okay,
We-
so
we
we
had
had
a
the wrestling
wrestling
room. You
room.
had the gymnastics room.
We had a wrestling. We had a wrestling.
It was just a
Coon
room
Rapids
with
is
mats.
Coon Rapids is wrestling. I think.
Probably still not as good as the
We
Matamita.
had
I think wrestling is like high school wrestling is a gross sport.
We
it's
had a
just-
scandal
it's
at
just
Coon
sticky
Rapids.
and gross.
It's yeah, no.
cauliflower ear and all.
They were paying kids to come wrestle for us, and they got caught. The wrestling
Yep.
coach got fired because we were giving kids
Coon Rapids
scholarships.
High School.
Well, we're also pretty goated at wrestling, but there was
Yeah.
one reason for that. We
There
were
are
fucking paying
there
our
are
way there.
billboards in Coon Rapids for the youth program.
I saw
the
that.
youth
Incredible.
wrestling program.
I saw
I feel
that.
like that is got to be so rare in America.
Yeah, it's like hockey everywhere else.
Yeah. Or like lots of. I feel like youth baseball, hockey in Minnesota probably
Texas
has
football.
yeah
Florida
billboard
football.
type stuff, but like
Yeah.
youth wrestling,
Wrestling.
like a 7-year-old.
It's almost like
What-
youth
at
golf.
what age? At what age do they start on the weight management knowledge?
Yeah, what?
Oh,
at
God,
what
that's
age-
gotta just
At
fuck
what
you
age
up.
are they wearing
Absolutely.
3 hoodies, tucking their sweatpants into their socks, going for a jog every moment they get to cut down and sweat out every ounce of water in their body?
That's insane.
I don't
Yeah,
think
it's
it matters that much for the kid. I bet they're just like, you're 45-ish. All right,
They
put him
haven't-
in.
I mean, I knew a
don't-
kid who was going through that. In
No,
middle
it's
school.
important.
It's
The
in
weigh
middle
in,
school.
you don't
Like
get to
6th
play.
or
You
7th
don't.
grade.
You do not get to wrestle
gotta
if the
make
weight
weight.
if you don't make weight.
I'm
So he's
talking about
skipping
youth
lunch
wrestling. When
and
do you think?
sweating it
When do you
out.
think the like in baseball, t-ball, you start when you're 5 years old? That's the starting age. You're like year of kindergarten. Like that's when you start baseball.
Wrestling's got to be just right.
Is
off the
wrestling
Okay.
right out of the gate?
Gate. Well, you're already on all
No, dude.
fours.
When we would go into the weight room for swimming, and we would do like 3 times a week, we'd go into the weight room for an hour.
Right.
And for a couple of those days, the youth wrestling would come in, and they
Whoa.
were
And were they
doing cleans
outshining
and
you?
shit.
they were doing power
outshine-
cleans
They were 6.
at 6
Oh,
years
they
old.
were 6.
I don't believe you.
No, I don't believe
Isn't
that
that
at
the
all.
one where it's
Us-
just like a big one, and then you just
That's a deadlift.
deadlift?
I was gonna say there's no way
Oh,
6-year-olds
clean
are
is the
doing.
one where you get it all the way up.
Well, you don't have to push press at the end, but yeah,
Power
you
clean is where it's
snap
up here.
and catch in a front squat position.
They might have done that.
A 6-year-old with a barbell.
Yep.
That's already 45 pounds.
They had little
Oh, they had the
mini. Well, they
15-pound
had
barbell.
they had small
had
barbells.
small
I think for
barbells.
the smallest kids, but still, it's just like
Oh.
I don't get it.
Still, that's
Isn't
kinda
that bad?
ridiculous.
Didn't we learn that you shouldn't lift weights until you're like in high school because
I've
it's
heard
bad for you?
that's wrong. but
I know there's
also-
like I mean there are 11-year-olds who
I
have
think
been
it's-
able to
it
get
does- I think
crazy
it stimulates your
strong.
growth hormones. to
Have you
lift
guys
weights.
seen Roman Atwood's son,
No.
Noah? Nate, you want to look up a picture of Roman Atwood's son right now? I don't know if it's gonna be for us or whatever. I just want you to experience it, Nate, at least. Roman Atwood's son is. You guys ever watch Roman Atwood?
Never heard of him.
From when you showed them to me when we were
Who is
kids.
this? Is this someone you went to high
basically-
school with?
No, he was a YouTube prankster that would.
And then I feel like his biggest thing was the porn star interview show, right?
Nope, that's Cassim G.
Oh, that's Cassim G.
Who's
Who's
that?
Roman Atwood?
Never heard of him.
Give me a second here. Roman Atwood was basically just a YouTuber who did pranks, and he did he's most famous for the most infamous prank, which was saying neighbors in a ghetto neighborhood, whatever. So basically, that was his thing, right? And he changed his brand though into like his slogan was "Make Happy" or whatever. Like he would just turn into like this fun-loving guy. He got famous again for his family vlogs. Like he would just do family vlogs, whatever. He had this wife named Brittany, and they had a
What a
kid.
roller coaster.
Whatever.
That's a weird
What an
vibe.
incredible.
They live in
redemption arc.
Ohio, in the middle of Ohio, nowhere to be seen, whatever. They live in the
right.
country. There's this kid named Noah, right? He's this little kid in the vlogs. This was like 10 years ago, right? Now he's 17, right?
And he's just
And I
jacked?
found his Instagram, and he is a bodybuilder. He is fucking yoked. Like, this dude is, like, out of his mind jacked for no reason.
You're 17.
I love it.
I'm looking this up because I need to show you guys.
So in the gymnastics gym,
Yeah.
they had a springboard, right? And like these big mats you could land on. And of course, we're just kind of like dinking around after school before coach gets there.
Mm-hmm.
They just let us all in for no reason. So we're doing flips onto the springboard and just jumping and landing in this big cushy mat, enjoying ourselves. And my dumbass thinks, oh, I'm a jumper. I'm a high jumper, right? I'm going to jump as high as I possibly can off this springboard. And I do that. I do a front flip, and I jump over the mat, and I rotate, and my heels land on the hardwood like that.
Ah,
And I was out of commission for pretty much the whole season.
that's what did
What
it to
age
you?
was this?
This was at 18.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's the same story that you
Here's
started
his
15
son.
minutes
His son's
ago.
on the right. Here's his son now on the right.
Oh, my Lord.
His name's Noah.
He's ripped.
Whoa. Yeah.
For no
Yeah, I
reason.
don't know. I mean, no.
Like, what the hell? How do you get into that?
I don't know. You never seen that before?
Not from like a 17-year-old kid.
I feel like you just see it pretty
I feel like I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of people from high school that have like gone on to just be weirdos. Like, that dude from our high school that's now a pro wrestler.
And he didn't do wrestling in high school?
No, he did cheerleading in high school.
Pro wrestling and high school, like Olympic
There's no
wrestling
pipeline
are-
there.
There's not really.
Oh, this is WWE wrestling?
It's amateur WWE wrestling.
Oh, I thought you meant like
he
like
currently
amateur-
wrestling
well, yeah,
as in
like-
the sport wrestling, not wrestling as in the
Oli-
entertainment
there's not
industry.
really a pipeline from Olympic wrestling to WWE.
No.
no pipeline. there.
Olympic style wrestling is not
Isn't it also random?
not
that-
as flashy.
you know, I'm trying to think about this.
It could happen.
There's a Olympic wrestling to MMA pipeline.
Well, the Minnesota Gophers have a 2-time Big Ten Athlete of the Year award, and he's the wrestler.
Didn't he go to the Olympics?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
maybe
I'm sure he
maybe
did.
wrestling is just big in Minnesota.
Maybe.
No, I'm pretty sure I met that kid.
No way.
I'm pretty.
Wouldn't be
well,
surprised.
you know, the Paulson family.
Yep.
She is dating a crazy wrestler at the U.
Is it him?
Could be.
I don't know. He did something crazy. I don't think that's the guy. But I don't know.
How much do I have to pay you to do an amateur wrestling event?
Olympic
Like-
or
Oh,
WWE?
God.
WWE.
Oh Lord, I want to see it.
We'll give you how much time they practice for an event. We'll give you that time. But
Just one.
just like
Just one, you say?
just one event.
I mean, I'm much more
they
likely to do that than
choreograph
like
all
you
that?
know, YouTuber boxing shit. I don't want to do that.
well, do you see that
YouTube
Deji is
boxing?
now actually going to box Floyd Mayweather?
no way.
Deji is, yep.
That's insane.
Yep.
Isn't
He's
that
signed up to do
KSI's brother?
I'm
It is
sure.
KSI's brother.
I'm sure Floyd Mayweather's people are gonna make sure that Floyd gets all the money like last time.
Just
Guys-
like they always do.
I forgot to put stain remover on my sock that had taco sauce on it, so now I'm going to have a taco sauce sock.
Where is it on the sock?
It's on the side.
Is it like inside the shoe or outside the shoe?
Outside.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's a white sock.
Damn.
Hope
All
the
right.
Tide Pod does it
No,
justice.
can we have a
I
moment of
think your
silence?
host.
So how much money am I giving you? Would it be more embarrassing for you to do WWE than amateur? Or would you think amateur is just embarrassing itself?
No, I'd rather do amateur, like, you know,
Yeah.
entertainment wrestling.
Yep.
Kind of fun, kind of cool.
Now, have you seen the famous people on TikTok that are the dwarfism people that are from St. Cloud that have a wrestling league up there, and they're dwarves wrestling dwarves?
I have heard of that. I do know someone who went to one of those events and thoroughly enjoyed themselves. It was very
I've never
entertaining.
heard- so this is just in St. Cloud.
It's in St. Cloud, randomly. We might be the state of wrestling.
This is
The
awesome.
state of hockey might be turned into the state of wrestling.
No, we have the college wrestling championship, NCAA championship, like the most often every few years.
That
it's
is
here.
so random.
That's so.
We have I don't know. Yeah.
Isn't our girls volleyball good too?
Yep.
I mean, that's less of a random sport to be good at. But like why Minnesota? Like, why would it not be like California or something like that?
Everybody's got to be good at a couple
Sometimes
things.
these
I guess
things
we're also
just
good at
happen.
hockey. We're not good at the big things.
True. But
I don't know.
Yeah, rip.
now, how much would I have to pay you, Patrick, to go to one of those amateur dwarf wrestling events?
I can't. I'm not a
He's
Yes,
not a
but they
dwarf.
introduce you, and our newest dwarf. Everyone's excited. You know, they're all like ready to go, and they go, and he goes, P, Smackdown Schwab, and then you have to walk out
As a full-sized human.
as a full-size human, and then you get the booze. How much am I paying you?
How much?
I'm giving
You're
you.
gonna boo me?
I'm
They're
gonna give
gonna
you
boo the
5
shit out
grand.
of you.
I'm gonna give you
I
5
would
grand.
take $5,000 to do that.
I'll give you
too
1
tall.
grand.
I would take $1,000 to do that.
I'll give you
I would take
$99.
I would not take $99.
I'll give you $500.
I think about $1,000 is the line. That's such a weird thing because like I basically just it's like I'd stand there, make a fool of myself for a little bit. I don't know, maybe get into it a little bit
on national television.
I don't. What the national television? It's St. Cloud. There's no national television.
Yeah, but I thought this was like the big deal. Or no, this is just TikTok. National TikTok.
They're gonna get it on TikTok.
So guys, I saw this. See, you got big Impractical Jokers fans here, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So Sal Volcano, right, one of the Impractical Jokers,
Love
was
Sal.
on this show by Complex, I think, where they basically give you new sneakers, but you have to be willing to do shit,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Joe
right?
Flip
Like
Skip.
they basically give you a challenge. His first challenge was
Sal seems pretty built for this.
yes, he's a sneakerhead. I didn't know
He's
that.
got a Jaden Smith tattoo. What can he do?
Yeah, so his first challenge was to, like, I think he had to drink something out of the basically whatever happens, whatever you don't do to yourself, it happens to the shoe. So his first challenge was he had to drink like this glass of Pepsi from an old boot or from the new shoe.
Oh.
And then they were like,
So you want to drink it out of the old boot?
So
Yeah,
that
you wanna drink it out of the
save
old
your
boot.
shoes.
Yeah, true.
and then they said, okay, you also have to put on these like tighty whities, or else we're gonna like cover the boot, cover the new shoe.
If
and,
you
like,
get
whatever.
sick from the boot Pepsi, do you like get,
get
a lot of
money?
money?
I don't
for
know.
that?
I think you signed probably a lot of waivers and a lot of shit.
So that
This
so
is a
they're
complex show.
Not, they're not liable if you get sick from their boot Pepsi.
Yeah, but you probably won't because they probably just sterilize it.
Yeah,
and
I'm
they're
sure
fine.
they do.
And even if they
So get
didn't,
this.
what's the worst thing that happens?
So the next one was they either pour wine on the shoe, or they brought out
Poured
his
wine
mom
on you.
and they were like, or we pour wine on your mom.
What did he say?
And his mom was like, do it. Like, I want you to have the shoes, blah, blah, blah. Poured wine on his mom, right?
Right.
Then the third one is they're like, okay, come to this room
You're
here.
gonna light.
They were in a
your shoes
complex
on
center
fire, we're gonna light
where
your
they were
mom on
where
fire.
Anthony Davis was having a basketball camp. They said, we told this kid that you were going to present them new shoes to because they just won the 3-point contest at this basketball camp, and the winner was going to get new shoes, and you were the donor. And so you have to walk in and either tell him that he gets the shoes or that you're going to change your mind and keep the shoes. And so Sal walks in there and he tells the kid, he's like, hey, you know, I love these shoes and I think I've changed my mind. You know,
I'm
I think
keeping the
I'm going to keep
shoes.
the shoes.
Oh
And,
my god.
and so then all the parents are there too, and they're all like, what the heck? Boo. Like, what kind of...
Anthony Davis is in the building.
Yeah, so
too?
Anthony Davis, then, you know, it's basically built that Anthony Davis is a good guy. Anthony Davis takes off his shoes and then gives the kid his shoes after Sal walks out. But he said,
Those shoes are
I
never
just
gonna
took the
fit."
shoes from the kid and then just walked out. But imagine all that happening. Imagine Sal's head. He just dumped wine on his mother. He drank boat Pepsi, boot Pepsi, and then they're not going to give him the shoes.
I mean, at that point, it's just like sunk cost fallacy, right? You just gotta take it.
Are these? What are the shoes?
They were like something sneaker. I don't know. I don't know the actual name of them.
Well, what kind of
I
shoe
would've-
was it? What did it look like?
I probably would have.
You would have done the same thing. They were worth. I think they were worth $10,000.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
probably would have
for
done the same thing.
For the money, I would have sold them.
I probably would have got down
I
on
think
one knee
I probably.
and
Would
looked
you
the
have-
kid in the eyes and said, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, would you
but
have
I'm
punched
taking
the kid as
bag."
well?
I
Punched him?
the kid.
Yep.
I'm not
punch
going
him
to
right
jail.
away.
I'm not going
the
back.
Kid?
Hell no.
You're not punching the kid.
I'm not gonna punch a kid for $10,000.
What?
Well,
No, I'm not gonna punch a kid.
how hard?
I'm
And
not gonna punch a
and
kid.
are you liable?
So what I'm saying, Patrick, is basically if we brought you into the midget fighting arena, and
That's what they call it. I think that's the official name.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not
That's
being
PC.
derogatory. If we brought
I
you into the
think.
midget fighting arena, if it's
Have
not,
they reclaimed that?
I am being derogatory. If they brought you into the midget fighting arena, and they said, "Oh, it's a wrestling match for charity. You know, we're gonna wrestle." And this guy, you know, he's won the drawing to be entered in, and he's gonna wrestle all the midgets
It's
at
me.
the same time.
Right. I don't think I could.
I feel like you get your ass kicked.
I get my ass absolutely
especially because they know how
walloped.
to wrestle.
Yeah, they know how to wrestle. I don't. It's not like
You'd be getting dropped.
And-
kicked
but
in
no, you
multiple
don't have to
directions
wrestle
at the
them.
same
You don't
they're
time.
not house elves. Like
You don't
they're-
have to wrestle them, Patrick.
They're
They're
humans.
decent.
You don't have to wrestle them.
They're human.
You could
beings.
walk out
I
on
don't
the
know if
event.
you guys realize.
You could
Those
walk
are
out on the
people.
event. You don't have to wrestle them.
Okay.
But everyone would know.
That you
That
walked
you
out.
didn't
that I'm a
wrestle-
little big.
Yeah, that you
Pretty
didn't
much.
wrestle
Wouldn't
the midgets.
wrestle all the people. Yeah, I already told you I'd do it.
I think I'd do it too. I just want to wrestle some
Yeah, no,
guys.
You see Nacho
Yeah.
Libre?
No.
You never seen Nacho Libre?
No, is that a mistake?
That type of wrestling seems kind of rad. Yeah, you should, it's a mistake. You
does
should
he
watch.
does he wrestle midgets?
A couple, yeah.
Yeah. One of the little like.
There's
lion
it's a
monkeys or
tag
something.
team. It's a tag team setup.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. It's
So
kind of like
there's
ice
a tag
climbers.
team. So basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jack Black and some very lanky young man wrestled
El
two
Skeleto.
midgets.
Nacho
Skeleto.
Nacho Libre and El Skeleto.
Is that actually his name?
Yeah.
The midget man?
No,
The he's just
His
a
partner
very
in crime.
just a very gaunt man.
Gaunt.
Very gaunt skeletal man.
El Skeleto.
Yeah.
So basically, what I'm saying is that, there's a price to everything.
I love you guys.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that out. I know it's a little bit out of the blue, but like I really appreciate this.
Yeah,
This is nice.
this is awesome.
Cheers.
My two lanky boys.
God. All right. Is there anything else? Does anyone else have anything to say?
About what?
Anything? Any
We're
final
wrapping it
topics
up.
before we
Oh,
wap
we're
up?
wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
Final
like,
remarks.
this is a
Closing
this is-
remarks.
Closing remarks.
If you had to kick a kid as hard as you can,
How much money would it take?
Where would I-
is this
no, just would you?
Are you asking where I would kick him?
Yeah.
in the chest?
No,
Oh,
in the
that's
gut.
actually that's a little bit of a question.
the gut.
Right in the chest.
No, probably the,
I
the
want him-
foot.
No,
something.
I want him to feel it.
Yeah,
Oh,
in the
no.
chest, right here.
Do you think you could
Knock
kill a
the
kid
wind out
by
of
kicking
him.
him in the chest?
Yes.
How old's the kid? This is a 17-year-old.
I feel like you could. No, it's not a 17-year-old.
How old's the kid? 6.
I don't know. It's not
12.
fun. This isn't fun anymore.
Yeah, no, it's not.
We have to end the show.
All right, we're ending it.
This isn't fun anymore.
This took a dark turn.
We're done.
And just to let you know, these views were not associated with LooneyBin production. They are our own. And I would kick a kid in the chest. So thank you. And with that, follow us on YouTube and Instagram. Listen to us on Spotify and Apple Music.
I don't want to kick anything.
You don't have to. Your views are your own. I just said that.
Okay, thank you.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.